Hey guys, what's going on? ShakyGuac here, and basically today I wanted to do a different kind of video. I wanted to go on Reddit and go to r/relationship advice and just talk about some of the problems that people are having on there. I find this stuff pretty interesting. I think, you know, it's just gossip. It's everyone likes gossip. Everyone likes to talk about it, and I think it'd be a really fun thing to do. So I thought I'd make a video out of it. Now, please note, I am not really intruding onto these people's private lives, considering they posted this to a subreddit that has 800,000 plus users on it. The one we're going to be looking at today has almost 5,000 upvotes of the time me reading it. So I mean, they're looking for input, and I think putting this in video form is not such a bad thing because they've already put it out there into the public. So I just wanted that to be known that I'm not, prying into these people's private lives. They want us to pry. They want advice, and so I'm going to give it in video form if possible. All right, getting my reading voice in, we're going to get into the nitty-gritty. So the title is I, male 30, left my girlfriend, female 24, in the middle of the night. There's obviously an age gap there, 6 years, but at that stage in your life, it's not that big of a deal. 30 to 24 isn't that bad of an age gap. Our 2.5 year relationship took a turn for the worst about a week ago when she said that she wanted space. That's never a good thing. And asked me to sleep upstairs so she can hang out with one of her male coworkers in our room. Uh, that's definitely a flag right there. Um, to ask to sleep upstairs so they can sleep with another person in their room, that's a little sketchy. They ended up sleeping in our bed together, but she swears it's not like that. Now, I don't know about you guys, but if I was in a relationship like this, I would not want my, significant other to be sharing another room with the opposite sex. Even with the same sex, it would be a little bit weird. I just think this is an odd situation from the start. While she may not have cheated, I felt completely disrespected and betrayed. This wasn't my definition of wanting space. I totally agree with the poster here. I explained to her my grievances, and she said that if it was a female coworker, we wouldn't have been having this conversation. Um, yeah, to my point, uh, I think it's still weird to be sleeping with a female coworker in the same bed and kicking your significant other out of their bed in order to have a stranger to them come and sleep in it. I think that's, like the poster said, disrespectful and honestly just bizarre and a weird thing to request. But I beg to differ and am even insulted by that. I don't care who she shares our space with, but the fact that she, one, never introduced this coworker to anyone, and two, did this for several nights in a row, and three, defended her actions and didn't understand why I'd be pissed. That just seems like a very straightforward lack of empathy towards the significant other's feelings. It shows that they're not really thinking of them, which I think is never a good thing in a relationship. You always want to be cautious of what the other is feeling, and you want to make sure that they feel safe in the relationship, which this is not demonstrating. All right, were there pretty reasonable, I think, in parentheses, reasons why I thought shit was getting weird? I can't be with someone who doesn't respect me enough. So I told her that we needed to talk through this and try and work things out, or I was leaving for my home state. We moved to Florida together to be closer to her mother about 3 months ago. And she agreed, but we had to go to work in an hour, and I left for work. Um, that's interesting that you went to Florida only 3 months ago to move closer to her mother. Um, it seems to me like that's a very short span of time from asking to move to another state, picking up your entire life and moving to another state, possibly having to get a job. I don't know the full story, but it's a big move, moving from one state to another. To be closer to her mother, and then only 3 months later she needs space. That's that seems like you guys shouldn't have moved in the first place. It seems like she should have been more honest about the relationship because in 3 months' time, after 2.5 years, that's definitely a strange thing to want. It was 2.5 years, right? Yeah, 2.5 years. Um, to want space after making a big move together like that. It seems like maybe the problems were coming from before as well. So I don't know. As I'm clocking in to work, I received a text from her saying that someone had picked up her shift and that since it would be her only night off for the week, she wanted to go out with friends and that she would be home and talk later. I told her that I wasn't going to stop her from enjoying herself and to go and have fun, but in the back of my head, I'm thinking, what is more important to you? I think he's got a good point here, especially when there's so much trouble in the relationship. You would think that she would be more invested in it and more wanting to talk things out rather than going out and getting drunk. Long story short, she got drunk and never came home, so I packed my shit and left in the middle of the night. Um, I don't know if I agree with leaving in the middle of the night. I'm sure in the moment he was feeling very betrayed, and it was just sort of that dramatic, I need to get out of this. I think a better move might have been to wait it out and wait for her to come back, talk it out, and then leave, letting her know. But honestly, he's going through so much crap right now, I don't really blame him. At 2 p.m. the next day, she called me frantically because she didn't know where I had gone, and she told me that she fell on her way to come talk to me, hit her head, and probably got a concussion. She also said that she left her phone at the bar, so she needed to wait until it opened to get it back. I have no reason other than that story sounds completely stupid not to trust her. It does sound like a very stupid story to be telling. Um, and it seems like a cover up to try and get empathy from him because she knows she did wrong. But at the same time, if it is a true story, that sucks. But you've already betrayed your significant other. It's hard for them to sympathize with you when you've done that, you know? It's like she's wanting something from him. She wants the sympathy, but she's already betrayed him. So it's hard for him to give that to her. Am I doing the right thing? I still love her to death, but she asked for space and gave me signals that she wasn't all in it anymore. I need someone who is all in. It sounds like in your stage of the life, when you're 30, yeah, you're looking for that lifelong partner. She's 24, maybe she's still browsing. And this 2.5 year relationship for her, she got in it when she was 21. That's very young. Maybe she's still looking. She still wants to experience more experiences than you. My opinion is that, yes, you should be leaving. I don't think you should stick around for this. It doesn't sound healthy for you in your stage of the life. And she sounds like she's just toying with you. It doesn't sound genuine from her. And if she's not all in, like you say, and you need someone all in, you should leave. Now, I think maybe you could have handled the situation a bit better instead of possibly even worrying her when you're just not there at all. You've packed up your shit and left. Perhaps you should have, written her a text, left her a note, something like that. I don't know if you did do that, but I think maybe handling it a little bit more maturely would have been better. But overall, I do think you were in the right to leave at the very least. All right, so now that I've given my input, let's check out what the comments are saying here. I'm proud of you, except you should have left the very night she told you to go upstairs so she could sleep with her coworker. Block her immediately. I do agree with this to a point. I think you probably should have put your foot down and said, no, I'm not okay with this. If you want to be sleeping with your coworker, go do it at his house. Don't be doing it in my home where I sleep. I don't think she had any right to kick you out of your own bed, but I do agree with this. You should just block her because honestly, blocking them makes it easier for you to move on and harder for them to sort of reel you back in, which it seems like is going to happen if this person has their way, the woman. This is just so fucking weird. I completely agree. How could she think it was in any way okay? It wouldn't have been okay even if it was a female coworker. She's absolutely bloody weird and you should run a mile. I totally agree. This is so weird. This is not a normal relationship. Has anything like this happened in the 2.5 years you've been together before? It seems weird for it to just start happening now. maybe there were signs before, but it just never got to this full extent, or she's just bored with the relationship and that made it get to this level. Again, I don't know fully, but from this story, I think it's very weird and you should run like hell. So it seems like the rest of the comments are basically just calling her an asshole, telling him to pack up his shit and leave. I completely agree with this consensus. I do empathize with you, man. This sucks. To feel so betrayed like this, to feel disrespected by the significant other you've been with for so long. There's one of two ways to go through this. Either talk it out, long talk, and set new boundaries, take a step back in the relationship, or two, leave it all together, find someone better for yourself. Because you're worth it. You're worth finding your happiness. It's not worth you going through all this shit just for her to toy with you. Either way, guys, that's going to do it for ShakyGuac today. Let me know your opinion of this situation in the comment section below. I truly hope this guy finds what he's looking for and is treated better in the future. Thank you guys so much for watching. Comment, rate, and subscribe if you did enjoy. And I'll see y'all later. Peace. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Be sure to click that subscribe button for more content and hit the notification bell if you'd like to be alerted to whenever I live stream or upload. Thanks so much.